Folks, we are in the smack dab in the middle of the Christmas season. Yes, we are. And sadly, just yesterday evening, St. Vincent and the Grenadines recorded yet another homicide, taking the number up now to 51. 51. And again, this is just days after St. Vincent and the Grenadines recorded just a few more homicides. So December is already marred with how many now? But quite a few homicides already for the month of December. And yet still, to this day, we haven't heard a definitive response from the Minister of National Security or even from the top brass of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Ladies and gentlemen, they continue to bury their heads in the sand and pretend and try to fuel the narrative that we do not have a crime problem in this country. They continue to fuel that narrative that we don't have a crime problem in this country. So the discussions that continue to unfold on radio and on social media, the pictures that continue to circulate and the news articles that circulate about yet another homicide in this country, taking us up now to 51. And I think the record last year was what, 52? If my memory serves correct, or 53 or somewhere around there. And we have just a few more days left in the year. But given the current trend, God forbid, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is on track to possibly break last year's record of the number of homicides in this country. And yet still, another year where we fail to hear from this Minister of National Security or the top brass of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force about taking the crime situation in this country seriously and what they plan to do about it. I mean, down to this morning, them guys are not 97 debating about will it ever end? And why to this day they're not hearing anything from the Minister of National Security or the top brass of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force? Is it that they don't care? Is it that they are incapable of doing anything as it relates to fighting crime in this country? Or is it that they are too ashamed and for political reasons refusing to acknowledge that under their watch, under the watch of the Minister of National Security, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, and the current top brass of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, that they bluntly refuse to acknowledge that crime is on the rise in this country and that gun-related crimes and homicides is a serious and worrying problem, because to do so would admit their complete and total failure to deal with crime in this country. So therefore, they rather remain silent and refuse to acknowledge that we have a crime problem in this country. Is that what is really happening and going on? Well, I believe that is the cold hard fact about it. That is the harsh reality about it, ladies and gentlemen. And we will have to talk about this and even more for the rest of the year. But like I say, we're standing by to join the Honorable Daniel Cummins in his constituency office of West Kingston. We're standing by, just been told that should be about in the next 3 or 4 minutes or so, we will be joining them. And I am sure that we will have much more to say about this. Because 51, and yet still the government, the Minister of National Security, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force are silent. A deafening silence. More and more homicides. And a resounding silence by the powers that be. No reassurance whatsoever that drastic measures, or any sort of measures for that matter, will be taken to bring justice to those who commit these heinous crimes in this country. And what plans are going to be put in place to curb the rise of crime and gun-related crime in this country. And when people talk and say that it seems like it's the wild, wild west going on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and why all these homicides, and why there seems to be a failure, a complete and total breakdown of our justice system to prosecute and bring these perpetrators of these heinous crimes to justice and see that they have harsh penalties and that they serve time behind bars. Where is the reassurance that we can be safe when we go about our daily runnings in this country? Now it's Christmas. Now it's Christmas. How many of you feel safe? And where is the reassurance from this administration? A complete and total failure by this ULP administration under the leadership of Ralph Gonsalves. Complete and total failure. And don't talk about a total disregard to the people of this country by refusing to acknowledge that there is a crime problem. Because the NDP put up a billboard, oh, the NDP trying to make the country look bad. The online news publications, because they publish the news. So you only have to depend on what? Like ANN or St. Vincent Times or Eyewitness News or any other independent individuals to report on these crimes. And when they report on these crimes, they're trying to make the country look bad. But when you have the propaganda arm of the Unity Labour Party afraid to report when there are murders in this country, a complete dumbing down of the people, you will see them plaster every single propaganda from the ULP government down to a simple groundbreaking of this or a handing over of that. You will see them plaster the internet. You will hear them live report on this and live report on that. But soon as there is a homicide in this country, they themselves are silent. And you have to depend on Eyewitness News or ANN or St. Vincent Times or anybody else for that matter to report that there is a modern homicide in this country. Because guess what? Only these are the entities trying to make the country look bad. The rest are busy trying to spread the Unity Labour Party political rhetoric and propaganda and fail to report what is news in this country. Because they don't want the country to look bad. They don't want the Unity Labour Party to look bad. So to report on a murder and another homicide in this country on their social media pages or platforms is going to make Ralph Gonsalves and the Unity Labour Party look bad. So therefore, murder happening in this country, you don't hear a word from them. You have to turn to Eyewitness News and the other entities and them to hear news being reported in this country, because anything that makes this government look bad shall not be deemed and termed news in this country. But it must be, and it must always be, political propaganda being pushed by the Unity Labour Party on the people of this country. All you go and look at it yourselves. Go and look at them. From VC3 to NBC Radio to all of them. I don't have to call out all of them. You know. Because they are the ones who are silent and are quiet when things like this happen in the country. But they call themselves and deem themselves news agencies. But when it is about news that happens, tragic news or sad news that happens in this country, the idea is to dumb it down, silence it. But anything that showers praises on the government of this country, the Unity Labour Party, you will see it plastered all over social media for them. Because they fail to acknowledge that we have a crisis in this country. Whether it be economic, whether it be health, whether it be education, you name it. They are silent on it. And that is what we have to fight against in this country. The dumbing down of the real issues that affect Vincentians on a daily basis. You could hardly put food on your table because of the economic crisis. But guess what? The ULP and their propaganda arm will dumb it down and ramp up everything else to make you feel things nice in the country. When there is crime, they dumb it down. Nobody must report on the real crime situation in SVG. But boy, I tell you, what a country we living in. What a country we living in. We cannot continue to sit idly by and let these guys get away with it. We have a serious problem in this country. We need serious solutions, and we need serious people to fix them. Folks, stay with us.
Yeah, yeah. Santa Claus, do you ever come to the ghettos? Santa Claus, do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Santa Claus, will you ever come to the ghettos? Santa Claus, we'd like to see where your reindeers go. All year long we've been beating down crime. How do we survive through all these hard times? We ain't gonna fight, never gonna fuss. Where are the presents that you brought for us? Santa Claus, yeah. Do you ever come to the ghettos? Oh, Santa Claus, do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Poor people wanna know, Mr. Claus, will you ever come to the ghettos? Santa Claus, do you ever wonder why we suffer so? We see you in the papers, you were on TV, giving out presents to some picnic. Wonder what happened to people like we? Is it because we don't have no chimney? Santa Claus, do you ever come to the ghetto? The ghetto you tryna know, Mr. Claus. Do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Santa Claus, will you ever come to the ghetto? Santa Claus, yeah, Santa Claus. I may say Papa in my ball, send no money in a wallet. Mama she a cry hungry, print on her forehead. Cousin in my ball say him and poverty married. Him not eat no food from last week. Plus the little pitney them a ball. Santa never bring the sorrel, never bring no present, never bring no barrel. 3 stooges were in a parliament a quarrel. Santa Claus, do you ever come to the ghettos? Yes, Santa Claus, do Do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Santa Claus, do you ever, yeah, Santa Claus, Santa fraud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're standing by to be joined by the Honorable Daniel Cummins, live from his constituency office in West Kingstown for the prize giving. That very successful raffle that they had at the President's Dinner. For those of you viewing, for those of you watching on Facebook, stand by. We will be joining them live. For those of you listening, stay tuned. And of course, we will give you coverage of that. So stand by with us, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Yeah.
So what we're going to do at this time, as I said, we're going to join with the Honorable Daniel Cummins. Well, we're having a bit of a technical problem from the video standpoint, so we will do it via audio. Let me say good morning to the chairman of the New Democratic Party, the Honorable Daniel Cummins. Mr. Chairman, good morning.
Good morning, Colin, and good morning, Sylvester Gaines. As you said, we are having some difficulties, so we'll have the handing over recorded so that it possibly will be live on Facebook as well. But we can't link with your stream. So here we are at our office in Kingstown, and we are about to distribute the prizes for the grand raffle. And our listeners will know that on Saturday at the President's dinner and award ceremony at Sunset Shores, we do the raffle for the big ticket items that we have: 65-inch flat screen TV, several an iPad, an iPhone, food hamper, several phones, and so forth, and of course a weekend trip to Mustique. And present with us at our office are the recipients of these prizes. It was drawn publicly. Lawyer Peter Barnwell drew the winning tickets for us. You have to roll in the wheel at the dinner. So without further ado, we're going to hand over the prizes. As folks have been gathering here for the last half an hour or so, and we'll just move to it. The first one we want to give out is a main prize, Desmond Jack. And this is a young man whom I've known all my life. Grew up in Kingston Park and is a resident of Otley Hall. And you can see his face beaming. beaming. Just to give a little picture, here's a young man who bought not one or two books, but several books. And tells me that he prayed to the Almighty that he'll win not any prize, but the 65-inch flat screen TV. So said, so done. So you can imagine the joy when he has been able to achieve that. So without further ado, Desmond, here's your congratulations, my brother, and hope you get many years. Yes, hope you get many years of viewing on this. It's top of the line Samsung brand and brand new vision. It was opened in the store to make sure it's functioning, and that I can guarantee you. So again, congratulations, my brother, and all the best. Brand new Samsung 65. All the best. Amen. 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 All right. So our next in line, Abby.
Alilo Velasco
Alilo
from Spring Village.
Spring Village.
Unfortunately, he is not here.
And he won.
We can continue.
All right. So we'll make arrangement to get in touch with Alilo. As many able to make it today. That's the weekend trip for Tutu Masif. And next,
Ivan Vaughn from Gibson Corner.
Ivan is another young man that we know from Gibson Corner. He is at work and he will collect his iPhone later. Yeah.
Food price is won by
The food hamper.
Food Hamper,
Mhm.
Jason Alexander, and he has a relative here who will be picking up on
Her name is. And we know we have confirmed that she is the mother of the young man who won. And we have a night to put together a food hamper, including it's Christmas time, so we can't have a food hamper without a ham. Several bottles of wine and rum and so on. Really well put together package. Yeah. Thank you very much. All the very best. And
next we have Henry Johnson. He won the Samsung Galaxy
phone.
And it comes with the
There you go. This is what you put a protective shield on the face. Congratulations. And thank you for participating in the rally, man. God bless. Happy use. Good.
And the other winner of the other consolation prize is another phone. Sorry, I forgot. We have also Roy Warren, winner of the
iPad. Oh, man, we bypassing you, man.
That's the first. Actually, that's the first of the consolation.
This is a brand new iPad. Congratulations. Happy use, man. And thank you for participating in the raffle. Good. God bless. And
the final phone, that's the F9. That goes to Desiree Robertson. That's the person from Spring Village.
and
Sorry, Trouble Cup, but we have not been successful in locating that person.
And we'll make arrangements to get that phone to her. And so I just want to thank all of the persons throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines who have participated in this raffle. We in West Kingstown have organized this as an attempt to raise funds to assist the people of West Kingstown. And you'll be hearing more about the ways in which we'll be assisting our people. You know, we have our fair in August, which principally to assist getting the kids out of school. And this is a new venture we have embarked upon, and we're very delighted by the amount of support we've had all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including the Grenadine Islands. You know, Dr. Friday sold several books. All my colleagues sold the tickets throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And so I want to just thank everybody and look forward to being able possibly to repeat this event in 2025. Thank you very much, Colin, and thanks to all viewers and listeners. I know Jovan is carrying this live on Facebook, and hopefully later on the Ndp page we'll be able to share it. So, and I want to thank the media for participating in this short ceremony. It's very important that we do this publicly. Not to put anybody on the spot, but for all those who purchase tickets and didn't win anything, so that you can be assured that this is a bona fide program, and we in the New Democratic Party and in the team in West Kingstown are very proud to be able to operate above board and make sure that we have the confidence of the public in public. So thank you very much, Colin, and I will speak to you in a while for a continuation of the program.
All right, great, wonderful. Thank you. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And we say once again, congratulations to the winners, all the winners who took part in the West Kingstown constituency raffle. Again, congratulations to all the winners. We'll take a commercial break here, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back with more here on the Newtimes program. Stay with us.
Bonady Supermarket in Kingstown, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices. At Bonady Supermarket number 2, located at Upper Middle Street, we are proud to serve you. We are second to none. Call us at 457-1616. We at Bonady Supermarket number 2 will always be here for you. Bonady Supermarket, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Christmas in this year.
Can I have this? We have an extra $400 from Flow. You can have everything you
More
want.
gifts with Flow. With Christmas in, win weekly prices up to 10,000 in cash. Sign up for a postpaid bundle or a broadband plan.
We Christmas in with free groceries from Flow. Plus, a chance to win weekly prizes and up to $10,000 cash. Head over to your nearest Flow store or visit discoverflow.co. Flow, we Christmasing.
More gifts with Flow.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. T20 cricket is back. West Indies will face off against Bangladesh at the Arnasville Sports Complex on December 15th, 17th, and 19th at 8 p.m. sharp. It's non-stop entertainment and action. So bring the vibes.
That's gone a long, long way.
Get your tickets at the SVG Cricket Association office in Arnasville. The box office opens from December 2nd to December 19th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, or visit WindiesCricket.com. West Indies versus Bangladesh. We home for Christmas.
Get dinner and candles alight, popcorn for your movie night. One stop and get it right. It's that good. We've got what you're looking for. All the brands you love and more. Get everything at Massy Stores. Massy Stores is where you wanna be. We take care of you like family. We do all that we could to treat you like we should. It's that good, it's that good. That good. When you shop at Massy Stores. That good.
Massy Stores, our family serving your family.
What time it is?
Christmas time. Christmas time.
Surely, Christmas is a time of healing. And what better time it is for cleaning? So this Christmas, VinciClean is here to help with dusting, wiping, bathrooms and bedrooms, kitchen, dining, in fact, for all kinds of floor, new and old. Call now and book early for all your Christmas cleaning. It's VinciClean. 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 Telephone 431-1360, 492-0586 or 4571649, and have a VinciClean Christmas.
I say we know it's Christmas time. Christmas time. Christmas time.
Lewis Pharmacy. We specialize in friendly service with a personal, professional touch. Hence, we take pride in offering patient counseling on all prescription and over-the-counter products. We welcome inquiries on prescription drugs, vitamins, herbal preparation, fitness nutritional products, cough, cold, allergy, and all other health care products. For the convenience of our patients and surrounding community, we are situated uptown opposite the bus stop at Juicy Building. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Lewis Pharmacy.
Spell to win this Christmas from the National Lotteries Authority. Purchase an Instacash or lotto ticket and receive a coupon with a letter from the words ham or rum. Collect all letters HAM to spell ham or RUM to spell rum and win ham or rum. This Christmas, get your Instacash or lotto tickets from NLA agents island-wide and spell to win ham or rum. Redeem all prizes at the NLA headquarters, Pauls Avenue. Happy holidays from the National Lotteries Authority. Promotion ends December 31st, 2024. NLA terms and conditions apply.
Get value for your money. Shop at Richardson Motors. Shop at Richardson Motors Limited and enjoy 3 services in one. Hop into our convenience store for a wide array of snacks, drinks, and toiletries. Visit our mechanic shop for specialized treatment for your brakes, exhaust systems, and wheel alignment at our garage. But there's more. When you shop at Richardson Motors, get a free oil change service, clean, high-quality fuel, or shop from a wide range of automotive parts and accessories. We are conveniently located along the Arnesville Main Road. Drive on up. Reliability, convenience, and variety. Richardson Motors is your #1 stop.
At Gunsam, your friendly hardware store, we wish you all the best throughout the coming Christmas season and the new year. During the Christmas season, we are offering great discounts so you can prepare for this wonderful time with all the family. Come on into Gansam's and enjoy 15% on glass, kitchen sinks, and PVC. You also get 15% on the best quality paint in SVG, as well as 10% store-wide. Exclusions apply. We look forward to seeing you. Find us on Granby Street between KCCU and the NIS car park.
Need a well-balanced meal? Check Finity Restaurants and Catering Services in Pauls Avenue, opposite SVG General Services Limited. We offer takeaway and delivery services. We provide a variety of choices for breakfast, lunch, and snacks, and local juices rich in vitamin C. We offer pastries, rotis, doughboy, banana bread, and much more. For the best in cakes for that special occasion, whether it is birthday, anniversary, weddings, or need a velvet, cheesecake, chocolate, or any other, check Foodfinity in Pauls Avenue. For orders and delivery, call Foodfinity at 784-456-1344 in Pauls Avenue or Munzie's at 784-526-8063.
Air filters, oil filters, fuel filters, disc pads and brake shoes, clutch disc, pressure plates, rotor plates, engine parts, fan belts, timing belts, oil seals, spark plugs, radiators, radiator hoses, water pumps, universal joints, suspension parts, KYB Japanese shocks for Toyota, Nissan, and Suzuki, tie rods, rack ends, ball joints. You can also get accessories, cleaning supplies, polishes, titanium tint, black tint, Valvoline motor oils, Toyota and Honda motor oils, transmission fluids, Michelin wiper blades, headlights, corner lights, HID kits, HID bulbs and ballast, LED bulbs, and much, much more can be had at Automax Auto Parts. Automax goes the extra mile and spend the extra dollar to ensure that you get first quality Japanese auto parts. Come see the difference at our showroom opposite the basketball court in Camden Park. Call us at 458-2000 or 529-2070. Visit us on Facebook, Automax Auto Parts. Drive the extra mile to get the best first quality auto parts.
Please note that we open on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Merry Christmas, shoppers! Mr. Claus here. It's the season of giving, and CK Graves and Company Limited has gifts for you. Starting on December the 2nd, 30 lucky shoppers will have a chance to win a $100 food voucher every week. But wait, that can't be all. On December the 31st, we will be having a grand prize draw with amazing prizes like a 50-inch smart television, an air fryer, and a kettle, along with food vouchers worth up to $1,000. CK Graves has got more of what you're looking for this season. So come and join the festive fun. See you soon.
I passed by a brethren the other day. If you see he plays rat and cockroach racing, mosquito fighting one another for come in your ears, and the amount of woodlights I see, I had to wonder if them been in the wood with no take and build the ark. I said, bye, call Flick.
For the eradication of pests, Flick is your answer. Before and after construction of your domestic and commercial buildings, Flick uses environmentally safe chemicals and keep washrooms fresh with the Aroma Odor Control and the FemCare Sanitary Disposal Systems. Call Flick Pest Control today at 457-1857 or click www.flickpestcontrol.com.
Memorial Funeral Home is the first in SVG to offer on-site cremation service. The new and modern crematorium provides a safe way to memorialize your loved ones. Memorial Funeral Home offers a variety of urns in which you can preserve your loved one in a personal way. Cremation can ease the financial burden as it reduces the cost of a standard funeral service by 50%. Caskets can also be rented. Cremation is a necessary option to the overcrowded burial grounds across the country. Their friendly and courteous staff will continue to take care of all your funeral needs, whether you choose to bury or cremate. If your loved ones die abroad, there's no need to worry. Memorial Funeral Home can assist in the transportation of bodies to SVG and from SVG to any part of the world. Memorial Funeral Home services can be accessed at their 2 locations. In Kingstown in the Russells Building at telephone number 453-2697 and in Mesopotamia at 458-8888. The Memorial Funeral Home, leading the way in modern and affordable services. Call us. We care.
Randy's Supermarket is perfect for all your grocery needs. We have a range of liquor, liqueur, and wines, fresh and quality bread, and our weekly specials will simply amaze you. Conveniently opened 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have competitive prices and friendly staff. Randy's Supermarket, located at Lower Bay Street and Terrell Street. Call us at 456-2994. Randy's Supermarket, where shopping is fun.
The Sign Hill Network Committee says, put on your dancing shoes and get ready for another electric boogie. Big people party. You ask for it and you're getting it. Saturday, December 14th, inside the Scouts headquarters, Annersville. Music from back in the day and plenty tunes to make you get wet. Look out for DJ Carno, DJ Jose, and the Fugitive with non-stop Campari and high-room bass throwing by the bar all night. Admission only $25. Tickets and more at the door. Saturday, 14th December. Sign Hill Network Committee. Electric Boogie. Back in time flex. This had pulled up by Village Ram, Campari, and High Room Bear. On your own, please drink responsibly.
Hey. All right. Yeah. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be glad. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together. If the faith allows, paint a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas night. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yours. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. The years we all will be together if the faith allows, and the shining star upon the highest stand, and have yourself a merry little Christmas night. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Na, 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 na. Have yourself a merry little Christmas time.
Welcome back to the New Times program, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, welcome back. And of course, we are in the Christmas season. Just before the commercial break, you heard us live from the constituency office of West Kingstown with the Honorable Daniel Cummins, the prize giving ceremony for the persons who won prizes at the President's Awards dinner as part of the West Kingstown Christmas raffle. So again, congratulations to all the winners. We will be joined by the Honorable Daniel Cummins again a little later on here on the program today, Tuesday. Hoping that we might be also able to join with us on the program too as well, the New Democratic Party's candidate, caretaker for the constituency of East St. George, Laverne Gibson Velox. We're hoping that we're given the chance that we would be also hopefully joining us would be on the program, the Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble. So we hope that we'll be able to touch base with all of them here on the program today. So we welcome you back after the commercial break. So let us continue, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a lot of things to talk about and we have a lot of things to discuss as we are in the middle of the Christmas season. But as we get ready to bring 2024 to an end, again, another homicide in this country. Another homicide in this country, taking us up to 51, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that? We have a call coming in. Let's take this call quickly and let's see who we have. Caller, hello. Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Hi. Hello. Good morning, Colin.
Good
How are
day.
you?
Welcome.
Just a minute, Colin. Okay, fine. Good. I'm okay now. Yes. Colin, allow me to do a little Randy Keto here.
Glad to have
allow
you,
me
as
to-
always.
Okay. Let me do a little divergence, if you would allow me, on the program today, not for long. Colin, I have just read the piece in Eyewitness News today, where the ambassador of the People's Republic of China, based in Dominica, has taken the most honorable man who believes he knows everything about what is going on and only he has brilliance and knowledge, has taken him apart bit by bit for the nonsense that he uttered with respect to Taiwan and China. A lot of us, whether Gonzalez wants to appreciate it or not, have also understanding and appreciation of international arrangements and international affairs.
Right.
And this notion that he has, that he can always stand and posture and say things that make no sense, but that he would be applauded as a brilliant man, though that posture clearly has to be erased. And the piece written today by the ambassador of the People's Republic of China is a step in that direction, in erasing this notion that this man knows so much about all things and that he can always speak sensibly on all matters. The piece clearly points out the errors in the stance taken by Gonzalez by talking. He likes to talk these big words that at the end of the day means nothing. This thing about China, so one China civilization with two systems, that is utter nonsense. And the piece that was written clearly stripped that notion into bits. It makes absolutely no sense. But then Gonzalez believes he can say these things. It sounds good, you know? It sounds bright. And the people would applaud him. You see how the man could think? It clearly shows that sometimes the man cannot think. It also, it is the same kind of attitude and the same kind of position that he has adopted in this, again, nonsensical notion that I've heard him before define crisis. And he has created in his own mind what he would like everybody else to believe is a crisis, because he can come up with some fancy language and fancy dance and call it a fancy thing, and people again would applaud his brilliance for seeing things that other people cannot see. There's a crisis in crime.
Correct.
And no matter how much he twists and turns, it is there. So he can twist it and turn it as much as he wants. In the same way that he is trying to say that there is no crisis, as he defines it with regards to crime, he can then stretch that kind of interpretation to say there was no crisis following Hurricane Beryl. So if there was no crisis following Hurricane Beryl, then we can understand, right, why things are not happening to address the situation and circumstances brought on by Hurricane Beryl. Because it's not a crisis according to the mighty man, you know. So it is time that I think that we begin to understand that very often these postures and stances adopted by Gonzalez sound good in his own ears and in his own head, and in the ears and heads of those who form his worshippers.
His
But
intellectual, his intellectual ideology and rhetoric and religion.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And those who applaud it and talks about how bright and brilliant he is, so let us continue to embrace him and support him. It is time that we recognize that that is not so. And Colin, just to close, I will always recall something that I was told many, many years ago by the late Kenneth John, when I had just returned to St. Vincent to start to work at that time. And Gonzalez had approached me to become a member of the MNU, and I dismissed him out of hand, that he was not pleased at all that I did that. And I was having a conversation with Kenneth John, you know, chatting this and that matter came up. And Kenneth, in Kenneth's typical style, came up, kid. He says, but Randy, he said, let us accept that maybe Gonzalez is a brilliant man. He said, but you know, the problem is that he dazzles himself with his own brilliance. And he cannot see anything beyond the lights flashing in his own eyes, coming from his own brilliance. And he does not realize that that brilliance that he tells himself that he has is not reflected in the real world around him.
Yep, he's intoxicated by his own ego.
And so I always remember that from the late Kenneth John, and I've always thought of Gonzalez as somebody who is dazzled by his own brilliance.
Indeed. Thank you. And maybe that is a perfect reasoning as to why he refuses to accept, because, like Mr. Cato says, as he was referring to Kenneth John, says that because he is bedazzled by his own intelligence and brilliance, intoxicated by his own ego, that it would not allow him to acknowledge nor accept the so many failures under his leadership and his administration. And we can pick on them one by one. Because when we look at crime, which is blaring right now, to acknowledge, to simply acknowledge by saying, we have a problem with crime and gun-related crime in this country, as it results in the rising number of homicides. Just to say that, just to acknowledge that, it's not a lie, but just to do that, to acknowledge, to say, you know what, Vincentians, we have a problem. We have a problem with crime, with gun-related crime, as we're seeing with the rising number of homicides in this country. And it is about time now that we tackle crime and the causes of crime. It was good back then when you were trying to win a general elections, campaigning on an empty slogan that you're going to be tough on crime and the causes of crime. And when that didn't work, then you came with pan against crime. And that too has not worked. So why is there a problem now? To again acknowledge and identify that there is a problem with crime and gun-related crime and a rising number of homicides in this country. Is it because to do so would admit in your mind, Mr. Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, that it will dent your ego or dim your brilliance by doing so and acknowledging that we have a problem with crime, and therefore you're now going to take steps to ensure that you eradicate crime and gun violence, whether it be putting in place new restrictions or new legislations to enforce harsher penalties on gun-related crimes and impose maybe harsher sentences and all of that, that you feel that some may criticize you that is a bit too late, or that to do that is acknowledging that you have failed over the 20-something years when you've been in administration to really do anything to curb the causes of crime in this country, under which you have campaigned on previous occasions that you were going to be tough on crime and the causes of crime. So is it that your ego will not permit you to take such a position on the issue of crime in this country? So therefore, your brilliant solution, because for those who want to claim and talk and give you praise about your brilliance, is it then part of your brilliant strategy to completely ignore crime, or to bury your head in the sand, or to ridicule it to a level where you relegate it to, oh, it's just a handful of persons who are caught up in trying to take care of high maintenance women? So all of these killings could be attributed to men who are trying to live a certain lifestyle, which includes trying to take care of high maintenance women. Is that the level of your brilliance when it comes to dealing with crime and tackling crime and the causes of crime in this country? Simply because maybe your puffed up ego will not allow you, for political reasons, to come out and openly admit that there is a problem with crime in this country. Under your leadership as Minister of National Security, because to do so will undermine your political brilliance. So therefore, let us not talk about crime. Let us not acknowledge that there's a problem with crime. Let us not even use the word crisis and associate it with crime in this country, because to do so is to make you, not the country now, you. Because when it comes to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's no longer about the people. It is about the comrade and making the comrade look bad and undermining the comrade's government. And anybody who tries to make the comrade look bad or undermines the comrade government, I go deal with you. Even if it is the day after elections, I go deal with you. So none of you dare come out and say that there is a problem with crime in this country, because it is to undermine the sheer brilliance of the Minister of National Security that we have here in the country, who has, through all of his years, acquired all these accolades and doctorates and all of this, is the only person who can deal with crime in this country, who can come up with any solid solution as to how to fix crime and deal with crime in this country. And if up to this day he refuses to acknowledge that there is a crime problem in this country and significantly deal with it, then it means that to him, it is not about the country and the problem in the country. It is about him, and in his head, in his mind, there is not a problem. There is not a single solitary problem with crime in this country. None. So all you see the problems that we are facing, all you see why we are where we are, when someone say, where is here really? Here is where we are. And here is, according to the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the ancient warrior, the only solution to whatever problems we have to face in this country, in his mind, in his world, and his world alone, we do not have a crime problem in this country. So if tomorrow we get 52, and the day after we get 53, and we end up to 55 and 56, all you could stop, they make all the noise all you want on radio, television, and social media. In his eyes, contrary to every single living soul in this country, we do not have a crime problem. Because he says so. And as long as his ego and his political ambition and his brilliance and his intelligence say there is not a problem, who the hell is any of you to say that we have a problem with crime in this country? So we will continue to sit and be living in fear that the criminals feel that they have right away in this country to murder people in broad daylight, to murder people in Kingstown in the heart of the Christmas season, to murder people on the doorstep, almost, you could say almost on the doorstep of top resorts in this country, in the heart of the tourist season. Not just one time, 2 times in a day. Mass murders, not just one killing, but mass killing. Daytime, nighttime. Even when you come on radio and television and say there will be more boots on the ground as it relates to police officers, and in the midst of that, you still have a rising crime spree in this country. But as long as he say, ain't no problem, the rest of you must sit back and accept that there is no problem. Even when after all of these years, the Christian Council, who have remained silent on so many national issues, have all of a sudden resurrected from the dead. And they to themselves now have acknowledged recently that there is a crime problem in this country. It's a wonder he ain't come out and cuss them. when there are daily discussions on radio programs in the morning, not just here on New Times, because down to this morning, Hot 97 talking about it, crime, homicides, what's the government response? If there's ever going to be a response from the government, that ain't we over here on New Times Program, you know. That is them over there. While social media continues to be a light with yet another face of a young man gunned down in this country, you're yet still to hear a single statement from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. We have yet still to hear a statement from the Minister of National Security. Again. And that to me, ladies and gentlemen, when you sum it all up, that to me is a slap in the face of Vincentians on yet another major issue. Now, you could stop the grumble all you want. There is not a single solitary problem with crime and gun-related crime in this country. Because he say there is none. So another son gone. Another mother mourning. And it means absolutely nothing in the eyes of this present administration. And you will not hear a single word from any of the ministers of the Unity Labour Party, even if that homicide occurred in their constituency or not. You will not hear a single solitary word from any of them. Shame on all of them. Because Papa say, ain't no problem with crime. None of you ain't dare come on radio and television and social media and say, boy, you know what? We have to really look at what is happening in our constituencies, what is happening in our communities, what is happening with our young people. Why are they getting more and more involved in crime and things that lead them into violent crime? And what can we do to curb that? Can we introduce more community-driven activities, more sporting activities, more educational activities to get them off the street, get them involved? If it's that they don't have a job because youth unemployment is at the highest it has ever been in the history of this country, and we need to do something to get our young people off the streets and into jobs so that they don't be idle, so that they don't get themselves caught up in desperate situations where they have to do desperate things, which includes guns and criminal activities and robbery and stealing and all of these things to earn a dollar. Let us try and do something. They ain't damn well open their mouth and say nothing, because according to the Prime Minister of this country, we do not have a crime problem. So none of them ain't going to say anything. Absolutely none of them. But guess what? Elections coming. Hey, all you vote for me, you know. Vote for the ULP because we love young people. We love young people. And we want all your vote. We ain't giving all you no work because no work ain't there. We ain't acknowledging all you killing all yourself. All we want is a vote next election. That is what we're having to deal with in this country. So none of you don't come and jump up and tell me nothing but labor now, labor forever. Because it ain't going to happen over here. The NDP has been constantly on this issue of crime. When the NDP did the walks on both the leeward and the windward side of this country to raise awareness when gun-related criminal activity was on a rise in this country. How many of you passed the NDP on the leeward side and the windward side and applauded the NDP for the good work? While some of you passed and laugh and say, watch them in the hot sun walking up and down like if they had nothing better to do. But on the t-shirts, it was more jobs for Vincentians. Stop crime and more jobs for Vincentians was the message. And Dr. Friday, the leader of the New Democratic Party, along with the other colleagues of the NDP and all persons who were invited to join that walk to help raise awareness, That is how far back the NDP was championing the call for more jobs and to stop crime in this country. And the NDP has not stopped since. But what are you hearing from the other side? Nothing, because why? According to them, not a thing wrong with the country. Caller, hello, welcome to the program.
Hello, I want to hear the jingle. Don't vote in the jingle. Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
But that is what we're having to live with and deal with in this country. None of them. Not one single one of them. Somebody say, the commissioner has not been confirmed. Still acting. He's a play commissioner. Maybe conforming will get him active on crime. So maybe giving him the confirmation as commissioner of police might give him the power now to say, well, all right, I no longer acting. Acting is the key word here. I no longer acting or pretending to be the commissioner of police. So there's only so much I could do. But because now I am the commissioner of police, I might be given the power and the authority now to do something about crime. But remember now, when a top brass of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force was caught on record saying that there's a crime problem in this country, we ain't hearing him out much since. Big up my partner there. We ain't hearing much by him since. But you see, they will go on their platform, which is their safe zone, and feed the influential population, those of the populace who are easily influenced, and feed them a whole bunch of rhetoric and propaganda and empty promises. But the fact of the matter remains, on the ground, what is really happening? What is really being done? Look at the roads this Christmas season. Look at healthcare in this country, the clinics, the hospitals. Look how much people down in the Grenadines still living in tents in a part of Union Island that they call Tent City. Still living in tents. Look at how our education system is struggling to deal with the number of dropouts, the high number of dropouts that we're seeing in school. Can we really be serious for a second and stop being so politically naive? Stop being so politically ULP drunk on the Kool-Aid that is constantly being fed to all you like Jim Jones. And stop for a second and really look at what is happening in our country. Because we know that there are those who continue to drink at the trough, who continue to sit around the table, feeding off the scraps that is being handed down in this country. If we pride ourselves as a bunch of open-minded, level-minded, thinking individuals, and I'm even talking to the intellectuals in our society, those who pride themselves on the degrees and the doctorates and the diplomas and all of that, who pride ourselves as being intellectual thinkers. Let me take this call. Caller, hello, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Man, stop say Ari and say you no man. Where say Ari for? Ari has anything to do with you?
Mm-hmm.
You're Mexican lies and never try to fool people.
Mm-hmm.
We have time with you. And the Canis party. NDP is a Canis party.
Make sure you pronounce the word properly. Hey, hold on. Pronounce the word properly. Let me hear. What kind of party? What kind of party?
Canartist. That's how it be.
All right. I ain't surprised that I get you today. I'm not surprised that I get you today. And I will not be distracted. Hold on, let me read this message here. Somebody say Ralph ruling by blinding us with brilliance and baffling us with BS. Well, like my partner there, don't say we, say them. Folks, next year is going to be general elections. And I'm a friend there who's upset because of how I am speaking today. You will continue to be offended by what I am saying and how I am saying it all into next year. So I hope your heart good. I hope you take your pressure pills and your sugar tablets, because there's even more this come next year. Caller, hello, welcome to the program.
Hi, good afternoon, Colin. How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've called into one of the Newtimes programs.
Glad to have you.
But I couldn't help but call today because this is something that, for me personally, has been the topic of your discussion this morning, has been resting heavy on my mind.
Which is, share it with me.
Because the situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as it relates to crime has become untenable. Something has to give, something has to be done. Now, let's remind the people that there is, and it's pretty much almost, I would say, set in stone, a social contract between themselves and those that govern this country. And there is a prescription that says if this government has failed to meet the mandate that they were given by the people, then they should either demit office or be forced out of office through legal means, by elections or maybe motions of no confidence. There are several prescriptions. The Minister of National Security has failed this country. I often describe him as one of the most successful failures as a leader in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There has to be something that must be done in order to right the ship of state, to correct what is happening in St. Vincent, to arrest the bloodshed that is taking place in our beloved country. How many more mothers would have to cry out? How many more brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and children would have to cry out when their relatives are brutally slain? You understand what I'm saying? This is a time for us, all of us, to mobilize. The evidence is there. It is stark. It is clear. And that's why I chose to call after that previous caller, because this is not a time for us to dilly-dally and to, sometimes we have to become intolerant of these kinds of pushbacks. And so my advice to you, next time somebody like that calls, transfer them to the dial tone. You understand what I'm saying?
No said.
Because we have to put our heads together to come up with a solution. I'm sorry I'm whispering a little bit because I'm at work.
Okay.
Try to come up with a solution to, as I said, arrest this spate of killings. We do not produce guns in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Correct.
Where are these guns coming from? You understand what I'm saying? I heard a lady this morning, and this is tangential to the whole breakdown in our society. I heard a lady on Hot 97 calling this morning saying that her daughter was in school and she was bullied to the point where she attempted, a 12-year-old little girl, to take her own life. So this is a time, I mean, this is the time of Christ. This is the season of Christ. And I believe that we need a spiritual reawakening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We need a re-injection of Christ and his teachings into St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is not the panacea, but it is part of the solution. Right? I remember the New Democratic Party has had put out social spiritual redemption charter. That is something that would have formed the basis of a clear solution. Let's start this from the bottom up, right? Get everybody mobilized, whether it's the churches, the legal fraternity, the schools,
and not
the politicians, everybody.
Not to cut you off, but while we're having this conversation, this very important conversation, information is now coming in here to me now on different mediums that there's just been another shooting in that same vicinity which we had the homicide last night, or close to, let me just say, close to near the Minimart down Hospital Road going towards the cemetery, that area down there. I'm now receiving three. Right. So I'm now receiving three different reports here from three different individuals, and I'm seeing it popping up now on social media. So clearly we have a serious problem in this country.
There's a problem. And you know, Colin, you know, the thing is, I would run off by saying this. I listened to the Prime Minister's press officer try to explain away the situation by claiming, oh, overall crime is down, but gun-related crime, criminal acts or violent acts or crime and gun-related deaths are up. Now this is splitting hairs, right? Instead of acknowledging that we are at a point in our society where something has to be done, something drastic has to be done in order to pull us back from this precipice. I mean, well, I think we're over the precipice already. And even with that level of callousness, the solution is clear. Ring the bell, let the people decide. Let the people say, make a decision, an ultimate decision, and say, well, you have either met your end of the mandate or you have failed your end of the mandate. And the prescription is, we are going to set you free. We are going to ask you, we are going to force you through legal and electoral means to get out of office so that new people with fresh ideas, people with pragmatic ideas can come in and solve the solution. I mean, listen, Colin, I don't know. I have never experienced in my life, I never expected to hear in the peaceful country that I grew up in, that in high daytime, in the middle of the day, someone would be gunned down in Kingstown or anywhere else. But we clearly have a problem, and it is time for us to confront this problem. And if the government doesn't want to deal with it, then we deal with them.
Well, we have to wait now and hear if this shooting, this recent shooting that just happened a while ago, if it's going to be homicide number 52 now.
Right. But keep up the good work, Colin. I just chose to call in today because, as I said, this is something that is resting heavily on my mind because I love my country, I love my people, and I know that they deserve better than they have they're getting right now.
Thank you,
Colin.
All right. I think I have another call coming in here. Let's see. We have caller. Hello. Caller. Hello. You're live. Welcome to the program.
Wow, to back up, Colin, to back up, because I have been making my voice heard on this for how long? And I am sure that by now we have developed, up to this morning I said it, we have developed a criminal culture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a criminal culture. I would love to hear how the Prime Minister would respond to this. Certainly, he can't be sleeping good at night. I don't believe that. He can't feel good. as one of the top brass in the Caribbean, you know, who imposes himself on all the other Caribbean countries as the best leader and this and that and so on. Well, Vincentians, I don't know. Maybe we all need our heads to be examined. If we are just going to sit and do nothing about this without making our presence felt, no, man, things can't go on like this. Things certainly can't go on like this. And to see how the Prime Minister has kept his silence, because he's a man with all his rhetoric, whether it's crime, whether it's on women who love to drink, and men who drink in strong rum, and women who love plenty sex. That's the leader, you know, that's how he has led a lot of us to believe. And with even some prejudice against my people. I hope those people in North Windward, where our indigenous people have been for such a long time, and I know that they have been taken advantage of. I am hoping that they can get the message. I hope my people in North Windward can get it, because I'm a Carib, call me whatever, Carib, Garifuna. I'm a descendant of those people. I know my people. I won't know all of them, but I appreciate all of them. But to know that they are the indigenous people of this country, some of them got a chance to go into parliament, and I don't think that they have given the indigenous people, their own people, what they deserve, unless that is what they deserve. And to know that they are being used and abused whenever politicians see it fit. My people in North Windward, I don't know how much of you know me, but I appeal to you too. But to come back on the issue of crime, I have already said the Prime Minister can't handle it. He can't deal with it. Next thing you might hear, he inviting some unknown people, people from Fairyland to come and settle this, or see if they can bring some solution. And that's why I rejoice with the dictatorship that has fallen in Syria. I think we have some kind of relationship with Syria now, because I think our Prime Minister went to Syria some years ago, right? And I think we want to get some kind of what they call it there. We want to order, or we will promise a good price to get our medical, like certain tablets and all of that, especially for diabetes. I heard that. But the Prime Minister can explain that further. But as a conscious Vincentian, I know when you speak like this, I just can't appreciate how some people can think and understand what's going on. But anyhow.
All right, Dave. Thank you. Well, according to the news report, ladies and gentlemen, from One News SVG, which they just posted at 11:59 a.m., Tuesday, December 10, 2024. A man was shot moments ago, December 10th, near the gas station just outside the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. The man has only been identified as an Edinburgh resident in his 30s. One News SVG understands that many shots were fired, but only one gunshot caught the man in his right foot. The circumstances surrounding the shooting are unclear, and the incident has occurred just less than 24 hours after a man was gunned down a few yards away from the scene last night. They say they are tracking the story, and when they get more details, they will update this story. Less than 24 hours. Another shooting in this country. Luckily, this time, it has not resulted in a fatality. But I guess we just missed homicide 52. Just missed it. Maybe God was looking over that man today. He just ended up with a gunshot to his foot. But all your prime minister and minister of national security, in the middle of the Christmas season, with all of this gun-related crime going on, and with a tourist ship docked at the cruise ship berth, and with scores of tourists here in the heart of the Christmas season, 2 shootings in less than 24 hours. But partner want to call me here on the radio station and make it sound like I talking nonsense. But your prime minister, minister of national security in this country for nearly 20-something years, can't address crime in this country. For the hundreds of you who tuned into Independence Celebration, waiting patiently to hear if we're going to get little bonus for the Christmas, or little raise of pay, little salary increase, little handouts and the goodies, who are disappointed that they didn't hear anything. Didn't even realize and acknowledge for the fact that while present at the Independence Parade, we had our armed forces, police, Black Squad, SSU, Coast Guard, and the unarmed guards present, including all the top brass of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Vincentians throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines and in the diaspora who tuned in and were listening. The Prime Minister of the country had the perfect opportunity right there and then to address crime. And he said absolutely nothing. Zilch. But elections coming. Caller, hello, welcome to the program.
My brother, you said it right. Election coming, and it's not matter of time. We to fling. We go fling. We arrive just now. Just now we go fling here with the worry. But what surprised me, Colin, is what you just read out just now, that he had another shooting again.
Yep.
And what he get
less than 24 hours, and he just get away.
And that person who they miss, I could tell them if quicker if they could leave St. Vincent for them, because if they miss you, trust me, they're coming back to you. I have seen it happen and heard about it happen several times in this country. That if they miss you and they get you, it's over yet.
You done mark, as they would say the old time movie they with Steven Seagal, you mark for that.
Yeah, exactly. You mark for that, So if I was that individual, I will start to make preparation to leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Here, if you cherish your life and you think your life means something, because you will lose it. I'm not saying I want it to happen.
Bigger,
but the trend, my brother. So go ahead. We're talking your head. You're talking your head.
But bigger, tell me if we ain't sad. We're not in a sad state in this country. You realize, right, that our population has decreased. You used to always hear roughly 110,000.
Yes.
Now you're hearing is roughly 100,000.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
When we look at crime, could be a contributing factor. Some may want to say, well, boy, we have to look at COVID vaccine too as maybe another contributing factor. We have to look at unemployment and migration of our young people in this country. Right? Have you ever in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines seen our country in such a bad state?
Never at my 59 years of age.
Till you hearing a prime minister telling young people must make babies.
So tell me to build back up for what?
You done wreck the country. Young people know better. Young people say, hey, you think it's easy for mine one child in this country right now? Much less to go make 2 and 3?
Exactly.
You think young people stupid?
To tell anybody. I normally go to my bed anything between 4:30 in the evening and 6. Because, Colin, I am telling you, I am worried and scared. I have not done anything for anybody to be worried and scared about. But the whole thing going, I do not want to be in no crowd anywhere. So last night when I went to sleep, I think around about 5:45. Well, that is the last time I can remember when I was up. And I woke back because I wake back early around about 9:30 around it. I saw where Ali said and tell me that the friend of the guy who got shot last night, I'm a friend of Get my friend.
He's a popular fella, well known.
Tell him that guy give me a bag of passion fruit Sunday, sir.
Well known.
Not to the time I get a bag of passion fruit from him. A matter of fact, I had a chair, I had a table. Look at the Phoenix kitchen, a nice table. I told him to come and pick it up because I feel like what they're doing. I really wanted to make something of yourself. Come and get the table. Thinking now it's supposed to come in if I come the table still long. He's not going to need it anymore again now. So sad when I heard it last night. Trust me, I was shocked when I heard it him who got killed because he gave me. Not that I wanted it free, but I said, man, look, it's a man, be like, go on. You're too good to me.
Right.
A matter of fact, he was to pick coconut Sunday. He was to pick coconut by me Sunday because I have a lot of coconut water trees. Me and he had already arranged to come to pick them in the tea shop. When I saw him last night, okay, that let me feel so cold. When I say cold, well, I worried, but my brother, we are living in a bad, sorry state in this country.
But it is frightening.
And there's nothing wrong for them to do.
It is frightening because this recent shooting here that we just hearing here a while ago, if you look at that vicinity, you have what you call the popular bike bar where a lot of them young people is accumulate. You have Randy's Mini Mart right this up. You have them fellas who just beyond the gallery on the other side selling the little snacks and peanuts and things. Plus you have the gas station that is right there. It is a very busy intersection, always filled with a lot of people, and now it's Christmas season. And if the reports according to what they're saying here, several shots were fired and only one hit him in the foot. You could imagine where the other shots went.
Exactly.
It could have catch anybody innocently.
Exactly. We got tourists in the town too.
And you had this man sitting down here telling people that we don't have a crime problem in this country. Broad daylight in the heart of Kingston, shots ringing out. And you have a dignified silence on crime in this country.
Wild West, Collins. Wild West. Dr. Friday, the whaler man, get your harpoon. And and the team, we got a killer whale to catch. We can't make this one get away. Let we get that killer whale out of our midday. Can I have a wonderful evening? I can't do this to me, brother.
Thank you.
Just shock me with that news thing. Again.
And you have the mouthpieces. You are the mouthpieces for this ULP government. Want to have the heart and the gall, the belly, the gumption to come on radio and tell people that crime is reducing in this country. But what? All you believe these fellas? They had the heart to come on radio. To come on radio in some of these discussions on radio stations and live feeds and what's not, and try to convince Vincentians that crime is reducing in this country. You could imagine that? But I can't believe these guys. And you should neither. I want to play a piece of the interaction. I mightn't catch it from the very beginning. I even show exactly where I'm catching it. But I just want to give you a little bit of the engagement this morning on Hot 97. Because people just want to believe that it's only we here alone on the Newtimes program talking these things because we want to talk them because we're in opposition and we support the opposition and we want the New Democratic Party to form government. But this is the general discussion that is happening in this country. Let me play a piece of them. Hold on.
Moments here a couple of years back was that during COVID or just pre-COVID?
I think it would have been during.
we were all together.
No, we had special.
We had special dispensation. It was for the people. Yeah, he performed here. He was on the local dance.
All right, they were talking about. I catch it at the point where they were talking about the gentleman who was gunned down yesterday evening.
It's just like becoming too normal, man.
Hey,
You know,
It's becoming way too normal.
the thing what has scared me the most about this, right, is that we always come and we say, man, it become too normal. Then 2 days pass and everybody get back to good standards, and then 2 days after that, bang, again. You know, and that in itself, to me, is the scary part. We've heard so much initiatives for them. We heard PANA against crime, we had sports against crime.
All right.
We always hear they talk now and again where we implement certain things we're supposed to be doing, whatever. But we don't, you could always say it, but we don't see it.
Okay, if you wanna just refresh your memory, if you hadn't seen it at the time, but this is
97 and the whole of it. You don't know. You don't know me for the
so they were playing a piece of the same young man who was gunned down yesterday. He performed at some youth talent event that they had on Hot 97, where they were promoting young talent. And they were even mentioning that this is the third gentleman that they had during this young talent thing that they were doing, who so happen now have been gunned down in this country. Yeah? But we don't have a problem with crime in this country. Not according to all your prime minister.
Because what we're going to hear now, remember before, when we had the killing of, well, the one before this, the commissioner came on and said, we have all these little things in place, and all these little things happening, and all these little innovations.
That seemed more talk than reality, though.
So then what next? We're going to get more talk again?
Remember, we'd heard an action plan, so-called action plan, maybe 6-7 months before that.
About
where they said they'd laid out. I mean, to me, look, I'm not in law enforcement, so I'm not qualified, but it didn't really seem like anything to me what they were proposing. Now I do understand maybe they can't give you the full picture, but whatever they're doing, it ain't working.
Are you seeing the picture?
All right.
So this well asked, so let me ask again. So then what next? We're going to get more of the same?
Is me alone hip on the radio talking nonsense?
More whatever you set up, more, but we still not seeing it.
Let me ask you this: if the people that were dying were wealthy, maybe lighter skinned.
Luke, you sure you want to go down that rabbit hole there? Luke, boy, you sure you want to go down that rabbit hole there? Because you remember, it's only when certain things happen to certain people in this country, the Argyle International Airport does open up to fly people out. It's only when certain people get injured in this country, whether it be a small abrasion on the side of the head, does get to fly out to go to Barbados for CT scan. It's only when certain people in this country run off the road and slam into Villa Lodge wall, does get special treatment to fly out of this country. Poor people, picnics have to stay here and suffer. Look, boy, you sure you want to go down that rabbit hole there? Because what you are saying or implying or insinuating is if certain people in high up society who claim to think that we don't have a crime problem in this country, if crime was to only land on their doorstep, if it's only then we're going to start to see things happening in this country. Hello, they come and pick me up in my home because they felt that I had something to do with the demonstration in town during the COVID-19 protests. When the man get a little scratch on the side of the head, they come, they take with my cell phone, they take with my laptop, they come and pick me up, and the man SSU with machine gun come by my doorstep and pick me up, only to hear that I was just one of many other persons who were picked up and taken down to the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines police station to try and answer questions as to what happened in Kingston and why the boss man get a bruise on his side of his head and if we was responsible for it. But you have people getting gunned down in Kingston in broad daylight, and you ain't hearing nothing. Where is the same response and the same effort from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force? Where is the members of parliament on the ULP side who will go in parliament and stand up and say, boy, you see what? With the rising crime now that we're seeing in the country, heads will roll. You had them standing up in parliament the day when the prime minister got the bruise on the side of the head, and all of them was furious. Heads was, there was all head break. Wait, watch. If you hear them, from who will pay, from who ain't going to pay, and all hell will break loose, and justice must be served. But what happened? What happened to young people in this country who getting gunned down almost every day now? Where is the justice for them? All you come for me today. Because, like Luke, if all we go down that rabbit hole, let we go. Because we see how police was busy left, right, and center right after the demonstration when the man got a bruise on the side of the head. I had to go inside. I had to beg the police officer them to go inside and put on a t-shirt because they was ready to carry me down police barracks bareback as I was. But no, we don't have a crime problem. Call a hello, good morning. Well, good day.
Why you on Friday and stop the crime?
Why you don't come off the radio? Why you don't go and call Star Radio and ask them why they don't come deal with crime? I ain't ready for you yet. Try again. The number you call is no longer in service. Please hang up the handset and try again. Not me and you today. They pick up all of we. They were red and furious over a scratch. Who knows who really caused the man the bus head? Because every single case was dismissed. But they were red and they were furious. They said blood was shed and they wanted blood in return. So they came for Tootman Bagay. Black squad like joke with machine gun. For poor innocent we. So I guess we had a crime problem then. And a show partner who just called it was one of them who was jumping up. Yes, lock them up. Lock all of them up. Enemy against the state. So I guess we had a crime problem then. But all of a sudden now, in less than 24 hours, a shooting, a homicide last night, and now another broad daylight shooting in town. Add that to the numbers. We're up to 51. But you ain't hearing a single solitary word from the Minister of National Security. You ain't hearing nothing from the police. You ain't hearing them come out and say they have conducted this raid and that raid, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they have picked up this person and this person, or they're questioning that individual or that individual. But it was front page all over the news when they came to lock we up. Someone says the most aggressive response they ever see from the police force. Like if we were criminals, like if we gunned down people, like how the criminals gunning down people in this country. So like I say, look, you show you all go down that rabbit hole there. Because if something like that was to happen again to any of them on that side, boy, we might have martial law in this country. I see Vincentians stand up in awe in the middle of a demonstration with police turn out in riot gear, man with tear gas, man dressed up like samurai soldier, bulletproof vests, armor, shotgun, machine gun, helmet, riot gear for Vincentians who were demonstrating for their rights. Where is that same force? Where is that same response now for the rising crime that we're seeing in this country? For those in the vicinity of the recent shooting in Kingston, how safe you feel? If number of shots were fired, one reportedly hit the gentleman or the suspected target in his foot, then all the rest bullets that were fired, where did they connect? How close did it come to innocent bystanding Vincentians, or possibly even tourists, because we have tourists here? And some of them doesn't even walk up that same road, come around Victoria Park to go up towards the botanical gardens. Them who ain't going the big bus and them to say they're going on tour around the country, because they have tourists who just come out and just walk about in capital city Kingston. Like I say, some of them doesn't even walk up that road to go all the way up to the botanical gardens, because they're following their Google Maps and they're sticking to the main road, because they ain't taking no shortcuts. They ain't know the shortcuts like we gonna know the shortcuts. What would have been the response if an innocent tourist was struck in Kingston today during this shootout? But they're going to say, oh, crime is on the decline and we don't have a crime problem in this country. Well, boy, welcome to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Get dinner and candles alight, popcorn for your movie night. One stop and get it right. It's that good. We've got what you're looking for. All the brands you love and we'll get everything at Massy Stores. Massy Stores is where you wanna be. We take care of you like family. We do all that we could to treat you like we should. It's that good, it's that good. That good. When you shop at Massy Stores. That good.
Massy Stores, our family serving your family.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. T20 cricket is back. West Indies will face off against Bangladesh at the Arnesville Sports Complex on December 15th, 17th, and 19th at 8 p.m. sharp. It's non-stop entertainment and action. So bring the vibes.
That's gone a long, long way.
Get your tickets at the SVG Cricket Association office in Arnesville. The box office opens from December 2nd to December 19th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, or visit WindiesCricket.com. West Indies versus Bangladesh. We home for Christmas.
Okay, Max, if I'm going to steal Christmas this year, I'll need a smart TV to keep an eye on the who's, a smartphone to call for backup, cash, and a stove to bake this ham. Seriously, I can get all this for free if I sign up for Flow.
With Christmasing with thousands of gifts even the Grinch would love. Sign up for a postpaid mobile bundle or high-speed broadband and win big every week. Visit discoverflow.co now.
Lewis Pharmacy. We specialize in friendly service with a personal, professional touch. Hence, we take pride in offering patient counseling on all prescription and over-the-counter products. We welcome inquiries on prescription drugs, vitamins, herbal preparation, fitness nutritional products, cough, cold, allergy, and all other health care products. For the convenience of our patients and surrounding community, we are situated uptown opposite the bus stop at Juicy Building. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Lewis Pharmacy.
The Central Water and Sewage Authority would like to inform residents of Dorsetshire Hill, Cane Garden, Fountain, Villa, Arnisvale, Belair, and Sign Hill that their water supply will be disrupted on Wednesday, December the 11th, 2024, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This disruption is to accommodate emergency maintenance. The CWSA regrets any inconvenience caused.
Randy's Supermarket is perfect for all your grocery needs. We have a range of liquor, liqueur, and wines, fresh and quality bread, and our weekly specials will simply amaze you. Conveniently opened 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have competitive prices and friendly staff. Randy's Supermarket, located at Lower Bay Street and Terrell Street. Call us at 456-2994. Randy's Supermarket, where shopping is fun.
Something magical is coming to Lane. It's 9 days of the most wonderful days and surprises.
9 days of Christmas.
Stay tuned for the most wonderful days of the year.
What time it is?
Christmas time. Christmas time.
Surely, Christmas is a time of healing. And what better time it is for cleaning? So this Christmas, VinciClean is here to help with dusting, wiping, bathrooms and bedrooms, kitchen, dining, in fact, for all kinds of floor, new and old. Call now and book early for all your Christmas cleaning. It's VinciClean, VinciClean, VinciClean. Telephone 431-1360. 492-0586 or 4571649 and have a VinciClean Christmas.
I say we know it's Christmas time. Christmas time.
Introducing Kitty Care Plus Pico-Actin Syrup and Mimglobin Liquid from Maya Organics PVT Limited. Kitty Care Plus is an optimum nutrient for growing children. It promotes physical growth and enhances intellectual performance. Pico-Actin Syrup has a synergistic combination of cyproheptadine and B vitamins that help to improve appetite and body weight. And Mimglobin Liquid helps to optimize growth and builds immunity. Get yours today. Kitty Care Plus, Pico-Actin Syrup, and Mimglobin Liquid. Available at leading supermarkets and pharmacies. Agent Bowman's Pharmacy. Call 456-2235.
The Sign Hill Netball Committee says, put on your dancing shoes and get ready for another electric boogie. This people party, you ask for it and you're getting it. Saturday, December 14th, inside the Scouts headquarters, Arnisville. Music from back in the day and plenty tunes to make you get wet. Look out for DJ Carno, DJ Jose, and the Fugitive with non-stop Campari and high-room bass flowing by the bar whole night. Admission only $25. Tickets and more at the door. Saturday, 14th December. Sign Hill Netball Committee. Electric Boogie. Back in time fest. This had pulled up by Village Ram, Campari, and High Bear. On your own, please drink responsibly.
Get value for your money. Shop at Richardson Motors. Shop at Richardson Motors Limited and enjoy 3 services in one. Pop into our convenience store for a wide array of snacks, drinks, and toiletries. Visit our mechanic shop for specialized treatment for your brakes, exhaust systems, and wheel alignment at our garage. But there's more. When you shop at Richardson Motors, get a free oil change service, clean, high-quality fuel, or shop from a wide range of automotive parts and accessories. We are conveniently located along the Arnisville Main Road. Drive on up. Reliability, convenience, and variety. Richardson Motors is your #1 stop.
Merry Christmas, shoppers! Mr. Claus here. It's the season of giving, and CK Graves & Company Limited has gifts for you. Starting on December the 2nd, 30 lucky shoppers will have a chance to win a $100 food voucher every week. But wait, that can't be all. On December the 31st, we will be having a grand prize draw with amazing prizes like a 50-inch smart television, an air fryer, and a kettle, along with food vouchers worth up to $1,000. CK Graves has got more of what you're looking for this season. So come and join the festive fun. See you soon.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
We would like to say that Captain Bligh XO aged rum is the best rum in the world. And now we can. Voted the world's best rum at the World Rum Awards 2014, Captain Bligh XO aged rum. World class in a glass.
Bonady Supermarket in Kingstown, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices. At Bonady Supermarket number 2, located at Upper Middle Street, we are proud to serve you. We are second to none. Call us at 457-1616. We at Bonady Supermarket number 2 will always be here for you. Bonady Supermarket, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices.
Santa Claus, do you ever come to the ghettos? Santa Claus, do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Santa Claus, will you ever come to the ghettos? Santa Claus, you'd like to see where your reindeers go. All year long we've been beating down crime. How do we survive through all these hard times? We ain't gonna fight, never gonna fuss. Where are the presents that you brought for us? Santa Claus, yeah. Do you ever come to the ghettos? Oh, Santa Claus, do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Poor people wanna know, Mr. Claus, will you ever come to the ghettos? Santa Claus, do you ever wonder why we suffer so? You see you in the papers, you were on TV, giving out presents to some picnic. Wonder what happened to people like we? Is it because we don't have no chimney? Santa Claus, do you ever come to the ghetto? The ghetto youths wanna know, Mr. Claus. Do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Santa Claus, will you ever come to the ghetto? Santa Claus, yeah, Santa Claus. I me say Papa in my ball, send the money in a wallet. Mama she a cry hungry, print pan her forehead. Cousin in my ball say him and poverty married. Him not eat no food from last week. Plus the little pitney them a ball. Santa never bring the sorrel, never bring no present, never bring no barrel. 3 stooges were in a parliament a quarrel. Santa Claus, do you ever come to the ghettos? Yes, Santa Claus, do you ever wonder why we suffer so? Santa Claus, do you ever, yeah, Santa Claus, Santa fraud.
All right, welcome back to the New Times program, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute after the 1 o'clock hour, we are now into the home stretch. Folks, today is Tuesday, the 10th of December, 2024. And within the last 24 hours, within less than 24 hours actually, there have been yet another shooting in capital city Kingston, in the vicinity of the gas station up Hospital Road, as they would call it, right in front of the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. That piece of road heading towards Edinburgh, right in front of what is popularly known as Bike Bar, in the vicinity there of Randy's supermarket. Yes, that area right there. So far, no reports of it being fatal, but the fact remains that in less than 24 hours, another gun-related incident in capital city Kingston. Yesterday, one resulting in the death of a young man, and today resulting in the shooting of a young man, according to the reports, in his 30s, shot in his right foot. Multiple shots were fired, according to online news publications. Multiple shots were fired, one seemingly striking the gentleman in his right foot. Police are on the scene, and there is a investigation at this point in time. There will be some who will tell you, go on radio and television, social media, call into various radio programs and try to tell you and convince you that we do not have a crime problem in this country and crime is on a decrease. You've heard that most recently from the Prime Minister's mouthpieces, ladies and gentlemen. We have a caller on the line. Caller, hello. Yes, caller, hello. You're live on the program. Sorry, let's try that again.
Yes,
hello. Yes, I'm hearing you now. Sorry about that. That fault was on my end. Yes, welcome.
Same time you're going I get in a feedback. I wonder if it's my side button.
I am not
getting
sure.
a feedback calling. Let me turn off my radio.
Yes,
Let me
do
turn
that.
off my radio. Yeah.
Because I'm hearing you loud and clear.
No, something wrong. Something I still getting a feedback. Maybe on your end.
Okay, not quite sure.
Anyway, the same time, you get me? The same time I go and call, you went on a break. But here I have to say, Ralph, when he get in government in 2001, he said he will be tough on crime and the cause of crime. But in 2002, the police said them kill Otis Ryan in Canawan. I was down there walking. I now come from the mountain down here with the conversation. They killed Otis Ryan in Canawan. I was there. I wasn't living too far from here. They hold him by two of them hold him by 2 hands and drag him 50 feet because the vehicle couldn't reach by Otis Ryan house. They say they said he's selling cocaine and all kinds of. Up to this day they never find cocaine. And servant of the law die. You never hear nothing about it. Scarface died in jail. You never hear nothing about it. If you understand. And there's stuff on crime and it causes the crime. You understand? And the police, they say the state is protected. The police is protected by the state. So who protected the citizens now? Who's protected by the country? Well, he run the country, so that's why we're getting all this kind of crime. Because he personal is saying he's tough on crime and cause of crime. So where's the tough on crime? Watch all the debt we have here. Watch all the debt we have in St. Vincent.
Yep.
But enjoy them, everybody.
All right. Look, y'all have a right to be upset. Y'all have a right to be upset. The only ones who ain't upset is like my friend who want to call me and talk about stupidness on the radio here this morning. No. They don't seem to have a problem. They don't seem to see a problem. But right thinking minded Vincentians, you have a right to be upset. You have a right to not feel safe. You had a female announcer who said to his face, that she didn't feel safe in her own country. Well, the most I could say about that, no. I ain't hearing she complain recently. I don't know. I guess she must be enjoying the job that she has now. And she no longer feels threatened or unsafe in her country anymore. And I only raise that to say, boy, you see how this country is sometimes? You see how this country is sometimes? There are those who will speak up. And when they speak up, they will try every and anything to try and silence you. Whether it be financially to try and buy your silence, because some of we catching we tail in this country, so maybe a nice cushy job or a nice cushy position with a good salary may change your opinion or lessen your opinion or outlook of this present government and administration in terms of how they manage and run the affairs of this country. Well, I'm sorry. Nobody ain't buying my integrity because it's not for sale. I call it how I see it. And I ain't selling out for nobody. And I ain't cowering to anybody neither. So when you feel you could be a big bad bully, because some of them want to be big bad bullies, they want to bully you into your silence. When you have an opinion, they want to bully you and shut you up and threaten you and do you all kind of thing in hopes that you will just be quiet and go away and disappear. Well, sorry. Not this one here. Not this one here. Because there is much to say and there is much to talk about in terms of what we're seeing in this country and what Vincentians are having to face and endure. And it is time we make a change. Time we make a change. I think, just give me a second, just confirming. Just confirming here, the Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble. Let me see if I can get him on the line. He should be joining us here on the program. So let me, just bear with me here for a second. Let me join him in here on the program. All right. All right, so we're getting him on the line. The Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble joining us here on the Newtimes program. Remember, he is the elected representative in the constituency of East Kingston. Mr. Bramble, you're there with us?
Hey, Colin, good day.
Good day, man, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, and welcome. Let me just say hello, good afternoon to all of the listeners, particularly those from East Kingston. And let me apologize for not joining before, but today's been a kind of a hectic morning. I just made it back to my office, so I'm here. I say, let me join you for the last half an hour or what have you. You know, so I'm here.
All right. Well, I'm glad to have you. We've been talking quite extensively here on the program about crime this morning. But before we get to the serious part of it, I want to give you the opportunity again. Well, we know you had a very successful bingo event, East Kingston. Let us just start there on a good note first before we get into the seriousness of the discussion here. How was it? And I'm sure you're pretty happy and elated with how that went down.
Yes, very much so. And let me take this opportunity to thank everybody who supported the East Kingston Constituency Division Money Bingo. This is the third one that we had. We started this in 2022. And we've had in 2022, 23, and now this year. And every year it's been getting bigger. The support's been growing. You know, and it's been really a good opportunity for people to socialize. Everybody, the vibes were really good. Everybody complimented the event. And you know, it's a chance to put some money in people's pocket at Christmas time. We had 9 games of $300 each and the jackpot of $5,000. And I want to say thanks to all of the sponsors. We really had some good support from the business community, especially from business houses, business entities in East Kingston. You know, and I also want to particularly express my appreciation to Team East Kingston. You know, the members of the East Kingston Constituency Division who really worked hard to make this a success. I'm not going to call any names, but, you know, the ones who were there from beginning to make sure that everything is in order and that the event was a success. I want to say a big thank you to them, because without them, the event would not have taken place. And of course, to the patrons, the supporters, without them, the event would not have been the success that it was. So once again, thanks to everybody. And that basically is our biggest fundraiser, Colin, in East Kingston. You know, we have our Easter Beat Splash as well.
Right.
But the Money Bingo is really the biggest fundraising event that we have. And you know, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not a whole lot of money that you raise from these activities, but there's still the funds that we are able to raise put us in a position to be able to provide assistance to people, whether in small or great, you know. And I'm happy to say that as the representative of East Kingston, I have been able to reach out to a lot of people, you know, in small ways, even if it's a $20 here, a $50 here. But the important thing is that you're able to reach people and to help make a difference, a positive difference in people's lives. And to me, that is more important than anything else. If you know, as a representative, I feel good that I'm able to reach people. I know that the demands are great. You know, times are hard. We have a lot of challenges, social and economic challenges confronting us. So whatever little I can do as an opposition MP, and I stress the word opposition MP, whatever little I can do to help, you know, that motivates me to keep going.
All right, great. And of course, again, congratulations to you on the wonderful work you and your team have been doing in the constituency of East Kingston. We are in the middle of the Christmas season, and while many persons are seemingly going about doing their Christmas shopping, we can't ignore the fact of the harsh realities of our present economic situation in this country. And to compound that even more and make things even worse as it or bad as it is already, we're hearing in just less than 24 hours there have been 2 shootings in capital city Kingston, one resulting in a murder, taking our homicide rate now up to 51, and just recently another shooting in capital city Kingston. How does all of this weigh heavy on you as an opposition MP, Bramble?
Well, Colin, even before we get to being an opposition MP, as a citizen of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, this is something that is, to say that it's troubling is an understatement. You know, when we observe what's happening and the realities before us, you must be concerned. And I've always said that, you know, fighting crime is really it's not restricted, or it should not be restricted to any one individual or any one entity, because this is a social problem. It's a social problem that must be confronted head on, But confronting the issue of crime is a multifaceted approach. We know this. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know. We have to be able to properly identify why this is happening. You know, why do we now have a situation where it seems like we're going to have a record number of gun murders in 3 consecutive years? In 2022, a new record was set where we reached 42. A year after that, in 2023, the record of gun murders in St. Vincent and the Grenadines was eclipsed from 42 in 2022 to 55 in 2023. And now in 2024, with about 2 weeks left, we are 4 short of the existing record. And it's not so much a matter of the record, but it's the impact on small societies such as ours. And then when you have a government which is responsible for addressing the issue of crime and other social challenges, it is the government's responsibility. I don't care who wants to come and try to explain whatever. The fact of the matter is, one of the main functions of any government is the safety and security of its people. Nobody is saying that the government is the cause of crime, as some people would like to say. We know that that is not the case, but it is their responsibility to make sure that you create an environment that would mitigate or that would reduce the incidence of crime. And you also have to undertake and engage in an ongoing and serious assessment of the causes of crime. When you have a prime minister who comes on the radio and on different media and tells you repeatedly that it's only a handful of young men responsible for the gun murders in St. Vincent, I have a serious problem with that. I take serious offense to that. Because you're telling me from that statement by the Prime Minister, my conclusion is that you know the sources of the causes of these gun murders. If you're telling me if the Prime Minister, who is also the Minister of National Security, is saying to us that it's only a handful of young men responsible for these gun murders, whether or not that is true, the fact of the matter is that if that is your conclusion and if that is your position as the Minister of National Security, but yet every year the number of gun murders keep increasing, it means that, one, you're not doing anything about it, because if you're telling me it's only a handful of young men, then it shouldn't be so difficult to apprehend them and find out, you know, and put a stop into it. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a country of 110,000 people. And if you're telling me a handful, to me is only about 5 or 6, you know, Colin. You understand? You catch where I'm coming from?
Yeah, yeah.
So if the Minister of National Security is telling me, as a citizen of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, look, it's only about 5 or 6 guys who causing this problem, but the problem persists, then the real problem lies with you, who has the responsibility to do something about it.
And either fail or refuse to do anything about it.
It's either he's refusing to do something about it, or he doesn't know what to do. Or your assessment is incorrect. Your assessment and conclusion that there's only a small handful of young men doing these shootings. If that is the case, and the problem seems to be getting worse, then truly the real problem lies with the Minister of National Security and his government, who's supposed to be able to do something about it.
But wasn't it not said by him that he, along with members of the top brass of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force and some individuals, had talks, and if we see anything happen going down the road or any changes, it would have been as a result of those talks?
Listen, I think it was last week I read somewhere where the acting commissioner of police said that he now has a strategy, a crime fighting strategy. there are so many issues with that. Well, let me first of all applaud the efforts, if I may say that. And I say that with all sincerity. At least somebody came out and said something. But the question must be asked, what really is the strategy? And how was this strategy developed? Because if you're telling me as the acting commissioner of police, the question that I'm going to ask, first of all, do you have the capability and the resources within the police force to be able to come up with a strategy that is going to be effective in terms of fighting crime in this country? That is the first thing. The second thing is, how did you come up with this strategy? What methodology was used to come up with this strategy? Who are the stakeholders involved? Who did you talk to? Who did you consult with? You know, which professionals in terms of crime and violence and fighting crime and justice, you know, people with those kinds of expertise, were they involved in devising this strategy? You know, those are some of the questions that must be asked. And it's not a matter of saying, well, oh, you're not trying to be a prophet of gloom and doom. But if you're telling me that you're coming up with a strategy, or you have come up with a strategy to fight what is arguably the big social challenge that we have right now, then that strategy must be foolproof. It must be a strategy that involves, or which involved, the involvement of people who know what they're talking about, and people who have an idea of how to deal with it. And then, after that, how are you going to implement this strategy? What is the role of the Minister of National Security, or what was his role in devising this strategy? How are you, as the top brass in the police, going to be able to convince, or are you able to convince the Minister of National Security that, look, this is the best way to deal with this problem? Are you going to be able to convince the Minister of National Security that this is what we need to go with? You know, so all of these issues, let me tell you something. When our current Minister of National Security, who is also our Prime Minister, when he was in opposition, you know, I remember when he chided the then Prime Minister, Sir James Mitchell, and his Commissioner of Police back then, Randolph Toussaint. And he chided them, and he said that they are responsible for the level of crime in St. Vincent. And he specified the issue of the cocaine trade, and the general trafficking in drugs, illegal drugs, and so on. And he said that the minister, the Prime Minister, and the Commissioner of Police, Mitchell and Toussaint back then, he put the blame and the responsibility squarely at their feet. So are we to do the same thing now?
Of course.
Furthermore, in a book published by the current Minister of National Security, Ralph Gonzalez, a book called The Making of the Comrade. This book was published around 2010. In one of his chapters on page 172, under a subheading, he's talking about, the subheading says the mess we met. And he's trying to say, well, he highlighted a number of things, a number of, according to him, realities that his government inherited from the former New Democratic Party's government, right? And there are about 15 or 20 of them that he talks about. But today, I want to just zero in on the one related to crime. He said this was part of the mess that they met when they got into government in 2001. You know, it's funny and ironic that almost every single issue that he pinpoints as being a part of the mess that they met, it's worse now, every single one of them, worse now than when they got there in 2001.
So they met it and never cleaned it up.
Well,
they just made it worse.
I would say, I would argue that some of the issues that he highlights, the accuracy, you know, and the evidence to support what he's saying. But let's just assume, let's just assume for argument's sake that he was correct, or he is correct.
Right.
Every single issue that he pinpoints as part of the mess that they inherited from the NDP. Every single one is worse than when they got there. The one on crime, let me read what he wrote in his book. Under the mess we met, he says, a massive takeoff in serious crimes and drug trafficking, especially in cocaine, and no sufficient response by government. Let me repeat what he said. This is Ralph Gonzalez writing in his book, The Making of the Comrade. Book was published in 2010. So just about a decade after they took office. And about 15 years earlier than now. He said that as part of the mess that he met, his government, his ULP government met when they took office in 2001 from the NDP, one of the issues or part of the mess was, and I quote, a massive takeoff in serious crimes and drug trafficking, especially in cocaine, and no sufficient response by government. The last part is the part that gets me. No sufficient response by government. Listen, we need to really digest these things, and people need to understand. People need to understand the seriousness.
Correct.
That confronts us right now when it comes to our socio-economic reality. This is a man who chided Mitchell and Toussaint for not doing enough with regards to crime, fighting crime, particularly drug trafficking. And now we bear the dubious distinction of being number two. Number two in this part of the world behind Jamaica for homicides per 100,000. We have the second highest rate of gun murders in the Caribbean behind Jamaica and in Central America. Mexico's homicide rate is lower than ours. We are ranked in the top 10. I think the last time we were ranked number 7 in the world, Colin. Listen, I wonder if people really understand the gravity and the real seriousness of what we're talking about here, And this is why I keep saying this issue, this challenge, among others, but we're zeroing in on crime today. This challenge of the high incidence of not just homicides and gun murders, but crime generally supersedes partisan political behavior and conduct. This is something that requires every single stakeholder in St. Vincent and the Grenadines attention, involvement, and commitment to fighting this. You can't just arbitrarily go on the radio or wherever and say about a handful of young men and men killing people because of the high maintenance women and all this nonsense. That is reckless and irresponsible for a Minister of National Security and for a Prime Minister. It's reckless and irresponsible. Don't come and tell me about, if NDP was there, what they would do, and when NDP formed government, crime would still be there. Yes, we know all of that. We know crime is a reality. But how you deal with it, and how you respond to it, and how you engage in reducing the risk of crime and the incidence of crime, that is the real issue. That is the real issue. And it starts by us committing to doing a proper assessment and getting a proper understanding of how did we get to where we are now. There are many issues which affect and contribute to the incidence of crime in any society. Issues in the home, issues in the communities, issues related to poverty. And I heard but let me just pause here and say something. I heard the Prime Minister make a comment. Some people trying to say that it's because of poverty why crime is so high. And then he goes on to, in his usual cavalier style, talking about, so what happened long ago? You had more poor people long ago. You had more poor people long ago. How come crime wasn't such a problem? Those was, that was the flippant, the sort of flippant reaction, to the serious issue. And I mean, come on. He is trying to justify. He's trying to justify that there's no connection or no correlation between poverty and crime. Come. Between poverty and crime. And that is even more reason why you need to do a proper assessment. You need to do a proper assessment to determine what are the contributing factors to the incidence of crime, to the extent where we have a record number of gun murders last year, and it seems like we are approaching breaking that record this year again. You can't just wake up one morning and say, oh, I think it's because of X, Y, Z, why them fellas killing our people. You have to do a proper assessment, a scientific assessment, and it has to involve every single stakeholder in the country. You know what I mean? You can't be talking about fighting crime and you ain't want to go in the communities and talk to people. You don't want to engage families. You don't want to engage a single mother who may have lost her son through gun violence. How are you going to know how to fight crime if you don't deal with it from that perspective? And this is why the New Democratic Party has committed. When we get into government, we are going to treat this issue seriously. You have to do a proper assessment and you have to involve every stakeholder. The communities, the schools, the churches, the NGOs, the sporting clubs. You have to commit to engaging them. Otherwise, you're spinning it up in mud, as we just say. And I want to make it clear, because sometimes people hear what they hear and they don't hear what they don't want to hear. I am not, and I'm saying this very clearly and slowly. Fitz Kingston, I am not blaming the government for the incidence of crime. Because people go, are they blaming Ralph and them for crime? Is Ralph who just pulled the trigger and all this kind of nonsense? That is not what we're saying. But what we're saying is that the government has a responsibility to do something. They have a responsibility to do something to reduce the risk of crime and violence and the incidence of crime and violence in this country. And where we sit, where I sit as an ordinary Vincent, I am not convinced that this ULP government is doing enough. And they have not instilled enough confidence in me that doing something to address this serious issue of crime in our country. And if they can't, if they don't have the capability to address it, then until the people of this country take them out of office, then they should seek external help. Seek help. If you don't know how to deal with the problem, get help from somebody or from people who could help and who could deal with it. And then when the people vote you out and the New Democratic Party gets into government, we will deal with it in a much more efficient way, because we understand that it is a problem that requires every stakeholder involvement, not just government, not just one man coming and saying it's a handful of young men killing people and the young men killing people to take care of their high maintenance women. That's not how you fight crime. That's not how you fight gun violence. 2 cents.
All right. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of the program today. So, Fitz, I want to thank you for weighing in on this serious issue today. And I know the members of the New Democratic Party, including yourself, will continue to press upon this ULP administration to do something about it. And if they can't, then it's for the people to go to the polls and make a change in this country.
Can't step aside.
All right. Well, Fitz, I want to thank you very much for joining us today on the program, man.
All right, Colin. Thanks a lot, man. Sorry I couldn't come earlier.
Wow.
All right. Take care. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is where we're going to bring the curtains down the program today. That state we are living in this country. I'm going to leave with this one. And as always, may the Most High continue to guide us and protect us all, especially in these trying times, people.
Lord, them feel the pressure. Can't you see? Oh, people. Lord, them feel. Oh, people. Lord, them